Hello, pre-algebra. We are going to be going over lesson 73 today, and I apologize ahead of time. This is a difficult lesson. It's having to do with cylinders. Remember, cylinders are three-dimensional shapes. They have two circles on the end, and then of course a surface area going around them. In today's assignment, you are going to have to find the volume, which is the inside of this can. So how many green beans can fit into this can would be a volume question. And you are going to have to find the surface area. So that means the top, the bottom, and all around the area of this. So it will get confusing because you're going between two different things. So if you need to watch this lesson or this video 2 or 3 times, please do. So let's get started. Let's start with surface area. Here we have a little picture of a cylinder. In our cylinder, it is 23 centimeters high, and the radius is 2 centimeters. So if we're going to find the surface area of the cylinder, we need to find the area of the top circle, the bottom circle, and all the way around it. So let's first do the areas of the circles. So our equation for area of a circle is pi r squared. So our radius is 2. So let's just type it in on the calculator. 3.14 times 2 squared is 12.56. So that is the area of one of our circles. The bottom will be exactly the same. So we have 12.56. Now we have to find the surface area of the part around. And this is a little tricky, so I'm going to show you a little picture of what this looks like. So if I have this piece of paper that I have kind of folded into a circle, okay? You see that? To make a cylinder, we're going to pretend that those are closed. I want you to see what happens when I unfold it. What shape does it become? It becomes a rectangle. How do you find the area of a rectangle? Length times width. Well, what is the length of the cylinder? This is the length right here. Do you see that? That's the length. Okay? What part of a circle would we be finding if we're finding the outside of it? The circumference. Do you see that? So when we open it up, this is our rectangle. That's our length times the width. When we fold it back into a circle, this becomes a circumference. And what does this become? That becomes the height that they give us here. So we have to find the circumference of this circle, and then we have to times it by the height to find the surface area of this whole thing. So to find the surface area of the edge of this can or cylinder, we have to find the circumference of the circle and times it by the height. Like the rectangle, length times width. So let's do that. Who remembers how to find the circumference of a circle? Circumference is pi times d. Pi times diameter. So we have 3.14 for pi, and what's the diameter? Well, if the radius is 2, the diameter is double that, so it's 4. Times that by 4. Our circumference is 12.56. So we found the edge of our circle, but now to find the surface area of all of this around it, we need to times it by the height. So 12.56 times 23 gives me 288.88. Now to find the total surface area, we have to add up all the areas that we found. The area of the two circles and the area of the outside. Plus 12.56 plus 12.56. And we get 314 centimeters squared. This is talking about area, so it's going to be labeled as squared. Hüfte. Lots of work for surface area. Let's do another one. Let's draw our cylinder. We're going to say this has a height of 12 inches and a radius of 4 inches. So let's find the surface area. When you're doing the surface area, I suggest you always start with the area of the two circles. So area of a circle, the formula is pi r squared. So we're going to go 3.14 times 4 squared, and we get 50.24. That's for one circle. What will the other circle be? Exactly the same. Now we have to find the surface area. Remember, the surface area is the circumference times the height. So we have to find the circumference first, and then we can times it by the height. So what's the formula for circumference? Pi times d. So let's find the circumference. 3.14 for pi times, what's the diameter? Double 4 is 8 times 8. So the circumference is 25.12. Now we can times that by 12, the height. And we get 301.44. We add those up. And we get 401.92 inches squared for our surface area. All right, so that's surface area. Now let's do volume. Volume is much easier. You're trying to find the inside, or how much the inside of a cylinder will hold, or like I said before, how many green beans can be stored in this can. So you want to know the inside space, and that is volume. Volume is much easier. So to find the volume, we have to find the area of one of the circles. So let's first do that. Let's say this is 3 centimeters. And let's say the height is 10 centimeters. All right. So first of all, we need to find the area of the circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. So let's find the area of this. 3.14 times, 3.14 times r squared, so 3 squared, gives us an area of 28.26. The only next step for finding volume is timesing that by 10, or the height, which will give us 282.6 centimeters, and remember, volume is always labeled cube. So volume is much easier because you just have to find the area of one surface and then times it by the height, and that gives you the whole inside. Okay, so find the area of the circle, times it by the height. That's volume. Volume. Pi r squared times height. Area of the circle, times it by the height. That's volume. Volume is area of the circle, times it by the height. Surface area is a little bit trickier. You just have to think. And you have to put your thinking cap on and think your way through it. And there's quite a few more steps. So let's do another volume. Let's say this is 4 inches, and this is 16 inches high. So we are trying to find the volume, okay? And remember, it's very easy. you find the area of one of the circles, and you simply times it by the height. So area is pi r squared. So let's do that. 3.14 times 4 squared gives me 50.24. And then what do? I simply times it by the height. Times 16, which gives me 803.84 inches cubed. All right, that is it. Again, if you need to watch this video 2 or 3 times, please do. Good luck. Bye.